So another Andy B 2-minute video. Let me start with this. Have you ever made an experienced, wise, mature minister of the gospel laugh really, really hard because of something you've said? Not because you're making a joke, but because you're making an illustration about a life that really hits them hard. I did that one time. I've done it quite a few times. But one time that sticks out is this. And I was saying to this minister about how, don't you ever feel like sometimes we just want to help God out because he hasn't quite realized the plan we've got needs our assistance to make it go? At which point he was almost on the floor with laughter and crying. Why? Because it's so true, isn't it? How much of the time do we hear from God that we think, this is important, we think he wants us to do something, it's not happening, so rather than allow God to make that happen, we jump in and decide we're going to help God out. It's all right, he's busy, we'll do something to get this plan going. What happens? Well, usually it goes wrong. In Acts chapter 2, it talks about how old men should dream dreams. Why? Because God desires that through our lives that we don't just go through the day, oh, it's another day, but we actually have dreams for the future. But here's where it's really, really important. God desires for us to have dreams for the future. But those plans, we need to be humble and accept that sometimes what we think God has said to us may not be exactly what God has said to us. God's always speaking to us. He always has desires to prosper us, good things for your life and my life. And he's always speaking to us and we're always hearing what he's saying, but as human beings, sometimes, frequently, hand up for that one, we interpret what we think God has said to what we can see. Rather than hearing God's dream, which is amazing and huge, we humanize it into something that's really small and accessible that we can do. Or the other element of this, and perhaps it's an additional element to this, not necessarily an or, is we expect God to rubber stamp the plan that we think he's given us, that we've started, that he hasn't done. It's like, come on, God, just put a stamp of approval so I can get on with this. And we miss the point of relationship. We miss the point that we want to serve God, not God to serve us. Make plans for the future. Dream dreams. In Acts 2, it says that old men dream dreams. Young men have visions. Old men have dreams. Have dreams for the future, but don't make them so concrete and set that God can't come along and say, that's not actually what I wanted. And be willing for the plan that you know he's giving you, for God to say, that's enough of that. Always have open hands to God saying, here's my plan. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with me? Just a thought.